Hey guys, I believe you all know me. For those of you who don't, my name is Jan and I'm co-founder and co-owner of Move to Prague Relocation Experts, the company who most likely got you the trade license or maybe also got you the business visa or found you accommodation or maybe helped you with the health insurance because that's everything what we do. But the purpose of today's video is to explain everything related to your trade license. You've just got your trade license and what you need to do now. Okay? Let me start maybe with dividing our clients into two groups. First group is EU citizens and 7 other nationalities. I will use this paper to help me with that. So Albania, Serbia, Montenegro, Turkey, Israel, North Macedonia, Japan, and the United States of America, which is the biggest, most of our clients come from the US. So this group, EU citizens plus these 7 countries, need to contribute and can also benefit from the public healthcare. We'll cover that in a second. The other group of clients is basically everyone else, so everyone from non-EU countries and from outside of these 7 or 8 other countries. Those nationalities do not have to pay the public health care, and why it's important, we'll talk about it later. So, let's start with your trade license. You've just got your trade license, which means that you can legally start running your business, freelancing, contracting work, that you can start teaching English or provide IT services, whatever is why you got the trade license. You can start invoicing clients. So let's start with the trade license so you know what's important. This is what the trade license looks like. First, this upper part, that's your business name. That's obviously just like your full name. Under that, there are a couple addresses. The most important one is your business address. Under here, this is your business number. It's 8 digits number, and that's your business number, which you use in your invoices, and whenever someone asks you about the trade license, that's the number they're asking about. In Czech, it's called IC, or ICO, ICO, and that's the number here. Below here, you have your trades there, so the fields of business you can work in. And what is important, mainly for non-EU citizens, is this part which shows the validity of the trade license. Because for EU citizens, the trade license is for unlimited period. For non-EU citizens who have visas or long-term residence permits, this date, the validity of your trade license is the same as validity of your visa or residence permit. You basically never, like you should have, if you have any office, you should have the trade license in the office in case someone comes and they want to see it or something like that, but basically that never happens. So you can keep this in your, like at home, and you basically don't need the trade license for anything, like the physical one. You can also find your details and the business number and everything online. So as long as you remember your business number, you're good. So this is the trade license. Then, one thing for which everyone needs to register is the income tax. So one thing you will be paying as a trade license holder is an income tax. So from all the incomes you make during a year, you will need to pay some income tax. As of now, 2021, the income tax is 15% of your net income. But it's just for you to know, that's not important now, because basically whatever or everything related to taxes, the income tax, you will only deal with that once a year before the end of March when you're doing your taxes. So this is what the tax office registrations look like. Basically the only thing which is important, the only thing which is important here is your tax number, which is here. It starts with CZ and then there are a couple digits. So that's your tax number, but again, you will mainly use this for your taxes before the end of March when you're doing your tax return. Besides that, usually no one really wants to see that. Okay. Then another thing everyone needs to pay, so EU citizens, non-EU citizens, the citizens of these countries or any other countries, is the Social Security. Social Security in theory is meant to cover your pension or unemployment support and things like that. But in real life, if you're a foreigner and you don't stay here for like a long time, like 5 years, 10 years, most likely you will never see the money. But you have to pay that anyway. This is what the Social Security registration look like, and that's the main document you need to be looking for. Because Social Security can send you like a couple different letters and a couple different like registrations and numbers and everything, but basically this one is the only important for you. It shows everything. It shows up here, it shows when you got registered for the Social Security, and then the most important part starts. Variable symbol, that's your Social Security number. And also you will need to use this as your variable symbol when you're making payments to the Social Security account. The bank account where you are making the payments, maybe let me get a bit back. You have to pay the income tax only once a year before the end of March. Social Security is paid every month. From whenever you got registered, you have to start paying the Social Security on monthly basis. And you are using this information to do that. So the first information there is your variable symbol, so you will be using this as your variable symbol, which will identify from whom the payment is coming. Then the most important and usually the most confusing part is the bank account number, where you will be sending the monthly fees. The important part here is that there is like 4 digits here, then there is a dash, and then there is the account number. You need to use the whole bank account number, including the prefix, the 4 digits, then the dash, then the actual bank account number. Sometimes people use just the part behind the dash, and it's not good because obviously it will not go to the correct bank account. So you need to use the whole number, as you can see here. So the 4 digits, dash, bank account number, bank code. All this. Different banks have different systems how to write the bank account number there. In most banks, I believe, in most online banking, it's done the way that there is a space for prefix, so there you would put the 4 digits here, then there is the actual bank account number, so that's the other digits, and then you have slash, and then you have the bank account or the bank code. It's usually also 4 digits. So usually banks have it like this. In some banks, though, you only have one spot for the full bank account number. So in that case, if it's your case, you will put everything as you see here, including the dash, just like exactly as it's written here. Then, as a variable symbol identifying your payment would be use the variable symbol which we discussed before. Then sometimes you also need to use one of these codes, which is so-called constant symbol. Again, in online bankings in the Czech Republic, there is usually a special field for constant symbol. So in that case, you will use this one. Yeah, and then basically the last thing here, what is important, is the amount you have to pay. It's written there as well. For 2021, it's like 2,544 crowns, if I'm not mistaken. But the number is always written here. So this is the letter, the registration letter from the Social Security. It provides you with all the information about how to pay the monthly fees. Okay, that's it for the part of you who are non-EU citizens and who are not listed among one of the 7 or 8 countries I talked about in the beginning. So let's say if you're an Indian or if you're Brazilian or Korean, this is everything you need to care. If you're an EU citizen or if you're one of the 7 or 8 countries, Albania, Serbia, Montenegro, Turkey, Israel, North Macedonia, Japan, and US, then you also need to pay the health insurance on monthly basis. That's a public health insurance, and that basically means that you will be paying it on monthly basis. So in total, it will cost you more than if you bought a private one. On the other hand, basically everything is covered. So even if you get like some serious sickness like cancer, you will be basically treated for free. If you break all your limbs, you will be treated for free. Most of the medication is included, all this. So on one hand, it's more expensive than the private one. On the other hand, it's way, way better, and basically all doctors accept it. So on one hand, disadvantage, you pay more money than the rest of the people, but you get way better healthcare. Maybe one more important thing about this is that when you speak to other expats or when you read articles online, everyone always talks about VZP. But that's just one of the providers, the public healthcare providers. There are 7 or 8 public healthcare providers, and they all provide exactly the same care because it's governed by a law. So all the public health insurance providers must provide exactly the same care. So you can choose. You actually don't have to go with VZP. You can choose any other company which has better services. Honestly speaking, I don't really recommend using VZP because they used to be like a state-owned company. So they don't really, they're huge, so everything takes long. Their customer service usually is not really good. And yeah, I just don't really have good experience with them. So we recommend our clients to go to OZP, which again, everything is the same. The monthly payment is the same because it's given by a law. The coverage is exactly the same because it's given by a law. So the difference just is that especially if you're applying for extension of your visa or your residence permit, it's way easier to communicate with them and get all the documents you need from OZP than VZP. Of course, it's up to you. If you want to go to VZP, that's fine. But in general, we recommend OZP because they're just friendlier. Okay, usually what you get from the healthcare, initially, it's this document, which is like a temporary health insurance or temporary confirmation of having health insurance. Because the thing is that eventually the health insurance company will issue a card like this for you, but that takes some time. So until you get a card like this, you will have this confirmation, and you can start using the public healthcare based on this document. But eventually you will get a card like this, and this is the health insurance card you will be using normally. But until you get it, you use this document. What is important here is this number, which is your health insurance number. What is also good about OZP is that they provide information about the payments in English. So basically with this registration or the temporary proof of health insurance, you will also get this document where everything, how to pay, where to pay, what to use as your variable symbol, everything is described here. So just for you to get the whole information. The healthcare is also paid on monthly basis from the moment when you got your trade license or when you got registered with them. It's slightly less than the Social Security, so it's like 2,000, not 2,500, but 2,300 something. But the system is the same. You have your own variable symbol, you have a bank account number, and you send the payments on monthly basis. Yeah, that's about it. I will sum up everything again, so you have the information hopefully easily understandable. Also, we provide to our clients. If you're our client, please let us know if you haven't gotten this document. We'll be happy to share it with you, send it to you, give it to you, print it to you, whatever. If you're not our client, of course, you can get in touch as well. We'll be happy to send you this document as well. It's basically everything I was talking about just written on paper. So you have examples of the letters here, what they look like, why you need to pay that, how you need to pay that, where. So basically this whole video is like on paper form. So if it's better for you to just read about everything and go through that like this, let us know. We'll be happy to share the document with you. But basically it's just the same things as I was talking about now. So to sum it up, if you got your trade license, you have to pay 3 things. First, you need to get registered for income tax. Income tax is only paid once a year before the end of March for the previous year. So before the end of March 2021, we are doing taxes for 2020. Registration letter looks like this, but you basically don't need to use the tax number until the next tax season. Then everyone besides the tax office, everyone needs to pay also the social security, that's paid on monthly basis. The registration for social security looks like this. All the information is here, the bank account number, the amount, the variable symbol, everything. And some of you EU citizens and citizens of the countries I talked about before, Albania, Serbia, Montenegro, Turkey, Israel, North Macedonia, Japan, and the US. You also need to pay the health insurance on monthly basis. It's a public health insurance. The temporary health insurance looks like this. All the information how to pay look like this. Maybe one more thing about the taxes. So before the end of March, that's the end of the tax season. As described, you pay or you do tax return and pay taxes for the previous year. And you basically need to submit reports to all the relevant authorities. So the first thing to do is the tax office, you need to do the tax return there. And then you need to submit reports for the social security and for the healthcare. That's basically it. I hope this was helpful. If not, please comment. If it was helpful, comment as well. But if it wasn't helpful, let us know. We'll be happy to retake the video and make it more understandable maybe. Because I've been through this a million times, so for me it makes sense. I try to put it simple for everyone to understand and to know exactly what to do. But if I wasn't clear or if something is still unclear, let me know or let us know. We'll be happy to provide more information. Of course, if you are in need of any other services than the trade license, we'll be happy to help with that as well. As mentioned in the beginning, we deal with all types of visas, all types of health insurance, accommodation. If you're looking for a flat, we will be happy to help with that as well. So guys, if you like this video, please share it, like it, write comments, recommend us. We'll be more than happy. Thank you. Bye bye.